It's been wrong in the past, even at those levels, but I do think it's a sure thing this time.
And I finally had a sure thing.
The stock market was a sure thing.
Sure thing.
Not a sure thing.
Sure thing.
It wasn't a sure thing.
It's a sure thing.
Amen.
Sure thing.
Sure thing.
Sure thing.
Sure thing.
Sure thing.
Sure thing.
Not a sure thing.
Sure thing.
Sure thing.
Sure thing.
Sure thing.
Sure thing. Sure thing.
Sure thing.
Sure thing.
I don't think it's a sure thing.
Sure thing.
Sure thing.
Not a sure thing. Sure thing.
Must be a sure thing.
But I don't think it's a sure thing.
Sure thing. Sure thing.
Sure thing.
Nature, everybody wants to rule the...
Oh, fucking.
Yeah. Let's fucking go. Holy shit, let's fucking go.
Hey!
How you doing?
How are you, mate?
I'm good, man.
Oh, mate, I'll tell you. I'm sleeping a lot all the time.
Yeah?
I just can't leave bed. Like I went to try and get my blood checked from my Zimbabwean doctor, but he didn't spot anything.
Hey, Mr. Wolfie. Welcome back to the doctor.
How are you, mate?
We gotta check your blood.
I have to pay for him now. It used to be bulk billing. There's something offensive. I mean, like, it was fine not to pay. So it's just like a sort of homeless guy that you could get prescriptions off.
Yeah.
But now that I pay him, you're suddenly like, well, it would be nice if I felt like you're in a safe pair of hands that might be able to identify something. Do you know what I mean?
Like now you're worried that if there's nothing wrong, you've also paid him. You've also paid him money. Or if he's if he fucks up and he's free, at least it's free.
Well, I always felt like you get what you pay for.
Yeah.
So if you're getting free and then you get misdiagnosed and end up having some sort of lobotomy or some surgery that's I'm like, well, you deserve it. But now that I'm paying $85, I'm like, well, I need a legitimate qualification here. Hey, I'm not giving $85 for a stab in the dark from a random dude.
Hey, Mr. Wolf, you got basal cell carcinoma. Hey,
You know what
Mr.
the worst
Wolfie.
The Ozempic has been, everyone's used it up again. The diabetics have been prioritized for diabetes again.
Yeah. Oh, really? So you can't get it for being a fat boy?
I can't get a script. I've been driving around trying to get it, and now I'm coming off the meds. My lips are drying up because they're sort of like there's a dryness going in and out of it. And I'm like, I did a gig last night, and my lips were glued together. I'm like, I'm getting fat, and I'm going, like, on the way out, I'm having the same horrible dry mouth symptom.
Yeah.
I'm like, give me my medication. But dude, I don't know, hey, like, I'm hammering you here with the amount of editing of these pods, hey? Pumping them out.
Well, you're just complaining a lot, man.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
You're whinging a lot. You're like, where's the video? I'm like, man, where's the video I fucking sent you, cunt? And you're like, it's too hard. It's hard. It's hard. Where is it? It's hard. It's a lot of screaming.
It was hard. Do you know the hardest part is finding
anything good
clips? Yeah, because you look through it and you're like, that sucks.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm not putting that up. And then, I went through, you gave me one whole video and I got 1 minute out of it. And I was like, it's not even that good, really. I'm not putting that shit on my fucking, even to my 200 followers. I'm like, embarrassing, man. And then I'm like, maybe if I put like the Jurassic Park, but I have all Jurassic video and then I was saying one thing, that might be acceptable. Do you know what I mean? And then I'm like, that's a fucking lot of work to conceal poor riffs. You know what I mean? Like, you got to end up having a puppet dressed as a dinosaur, you act out, just because you didn't really nail the riff. But my parents have gone away, man. They've gone away again.
You got the house to yourself.
It's so good. Shocking day today, though. All the stocks off. Because I'd had such a hot streak last week, fantasizing, back on realestate.com, talking down to shop assistants, Uber driver requesting silence. And I don't need to interact with cunts like you. Now I'm back. Now I'm back on Uber, give me some career advice. You know, you can tell by how much you're engaging with Uber drivers for life advice is where you're at.
Yeah.
I'm back asking, like, any ideas of what I should do with the rest of my life, man?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, well, Uber's a great opportunity. But you can tell how well you're going with your mental health by who you're willing to take advice from.
Yeah.
It's a great barometer. If you are actually at a hairdresser's or you're getting your nails painted and you're suddenly going, well, she's right. Maybe it is time to leave Jeff, my husband. That shows that you are in such a rocky mental state that a random person selling your like a kebab,
Yeah.
or you know what I mean, a random, you get your newspaper. The postman comes past and you sort of ask him, should we sell this house? The property has it hit its peak? Do you know what I mean? And then you only got yourself to blame, which is what happened when I had my bipolar meltdown. I had no barrier to entry on who could give me advice. So I was basically like a plastic bag in the breeze.
Yeah.
So I get blown left and right, yes and no.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, how bad's our thing? So we're riffing around on the yes vote. Then it gets horrifically defeated. And then I'm like, oh, you still haven't released that episode. So now it's horrible shit about white women need to jack them off. I assumed it was in the framework that it was all going to go through. And then we're just having a muck about.
It doesn't look good, man. It doesn't look good when you're there's no irony to talking about voting no anymore. Dude. It's like you fucking did vote no, didn't you? Like you must have, cunt.
Dude, well, everyone did it. It's a bit like joking around where someone goes in for a routine health checkup and you're like, good luck. We're going to miss you, Jeff. And then you find out, oh, he did die. And then you're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I was going, this is a few hours. You should make sure you do your will. You dead fuck. Say goodbye to your boy, your son. And then they go, yeah, he died on the operating table. And you're like, oh, well, that wasn't the plan. It was a bit of banter.
Yeah, and that really bumps you back. You know, you're back row of the funeral. Then you're not allowed in the front four. The wife is shooing you away. I know what you said. And you're like, I was joking. I was kidding. I didn't mean it. I'm sorry.
It's like being sentimental. It's what my granddad said. Like the last gesture, you're filling a jug with water. It's irrelevant that you skim some pebbles at the end. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know whether you got on with someone. You don't have to text them on deathbed and go, hey, just reminding you again, I love you. I'm like, they know you did because, you know, you listened to them during their divorce and you went on holiday with them even though you didn't really like them anymore because they were so depressed from the divorce. Do you know what I mean? Like, you indulged a lot of things.
But when the wife is sitting there in the funeral and she sees you coming up to sit in the third row, she's like, no, I know what I heard you. That wasn't funny. You jinxed them on the operating table.
Oh, they don't like it. They don't like a joke.
No.
When the truth is, it's pretty much kill zone. Going into someone on their deathbed and killing in front of their family is pretty much the best thing you can do for that family. Is to come in and go like, doing like Ricky Gervais and pretending that you're smothering with a pillow, joking around, saying, oh, I smell death. I smell death in the room. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll give you flowers, but you know what I mean? Blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? I don't know. Really, if we want this pod to be better, we should actually be delivering the riffs right now, but going, something funny said
yourself
on a deathbed.
Put it together in your own head.
Something on its deathbed. Oh, dude, I had to do a fucking gig in Coburn. So bad.
Where's Coburn?
That's another barometer of your mental health. I'm slurring words, dripping in sweat. I'm like, I'm not well. Do you know what I mean?
Some of these are like withdrawal symptoms from Ozempic, though.
Oh, well, definitely. But isn't it just my luck, man? I've had this my whole life. I found a very good curl control conditioner for my hair. They just keep suspending every time I found something that makes my hair not look like fucking straw.
Wait, you found a conditioner that you like for your hair and then stopped making it.
No, they always stop making it. I seem to be the only market for everything. So I'll finally find it, and because I've got OCD, I'll find something and go, okay, well, that's my hair care routine. I've got it. And then I ring up and they go, yeah, that entire product's been suspended. I'm like, what do you mean? You fucking nailed it.
It's been recalled. It causes severe mental health issues. It seeps straight in through the blood-brain barrier. It causes atrophy of your frontal cortex.
We had the worst because we had T-ball for the first time this week. I've been training them,
and you had to. That's a big run-up after spending all that money on the T-ball gear.
Oh, dude, and I've been training them, and then the other one, because they're with their mum, refused to get out of the car.
What do you mean?
He just wouldn't play. And I'm like, he's got to get out of the fucking car. I'm like, if he doesn't want to go to school, he has to go. And she was like, you can't parent like this. So I'm ropeable. I'm like, oh, why can't you just turn away so I can beat the fuck out of him with a belt? Like, come on. Jesus. I'm biting my lip going, come on, boy. Remember, I'll be picking you up on Tuesday, so I choose your decisions very wisely. Because when I pick you up on Tuesday, you'll have a very different experience with Daddy. Daddy won't be very impressed with this. You've made a commitment. It's an show of character.
Yep.
You know? But anyway, so he just watched from a car. And then he was taken off for a muffin and a baby chino to reward him, as the other boy had to fret in the sun. I'm like, oh, this is going to end well. If we, you know what I mean? This is how you get a heroin addict under a bridge, for fuck's sake.
The fat one was in the car. Thornton's in the car.
No, well, we don't say that on that pod, do we?
But the fat one, it was the Thornton was the one in the car.
Yeah. So he's in the car
Okay.
watching, and then I'm like, what a precedent. I'm like, I was trying to explain to him. I go, do you think I want to be here? 7 a.m. You're thinking nothing worse. No one wants to be here, mate. No one likes T-ball. It's a nerd sport. We all know that. So it's literally fucking nothing happens now, dude. We need this random generator idea.
I came up with a great idea for that everything pod.
Oh, mate. Well, that is Andrew and Josh discuss everything, going so broad. It's like that's sort of an area reserved for David Attenborough, where he goes universe, humanity, humans, and you know what I mean. You see it sometimes when someone's stand up trying to go too lofty and broad. We discuss everything.
It's not too lofty and broad. It's just it's a subject breakdown piece by piece.
Well, you could actually do that, right? It's like Wikipedia, but for dummies, and you just pick a million topics, and you do, you know what I mean? Like an idiot's guide to every topic.
Yeah.
You know what would be sad is when, like, it's computers and you just couldn't come up with any riffs. It's sort of like, do you know when you get writer's block? As soon as you write, like, escalators and trolleys, and you're like,
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know. Oh, dude. But I've been bombing. I had to do Neil Kahaka's Open, and I've got some horrible topics now.
There've been some other people doing opening for Tim Dillon, I've seen.
Oh, dude, I know. Cody and Heggy in there.
Why haven't you been opening for Tim Dillon?
Well, because I haven't signed with big management. I think management dropped the ball for a while and was just handing it out, thinking, oh, they wouldn't want to open for this ginger guy. And then I think they heard word. Why'd you get Wolfie to open for Shane Gillis, the biggest comic up and comer? And then they were like, yeah, we will want to open for someone with a podcast that's making $500,000 a month. Heads up. Thank you. Like, I was pretty fucking pissed off to see that fat fuck doing his Are You Okay shit in Perth. What the fuck?
Yeah.
You're taking 30% of our money and you give it to some random fucking guy living at his home with his parents? You fucking idiots. So anyway, I think that loophole is shut.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll open for anyone ever again. It's sort of like, do you know what I mean? Like a rat had burrowed through a hole and now it's been boarded up. Do you know what I mean? I don't know how it happened. James McCann was messaging and going, hey man, any inroads on Dylan? I'm like, dude, I didn't ask. I've never asked. I said, look, we had a good run. Accept it. It's over. What do you fucking think? You have to sign up to a management. You're not just, it's ridiculous we ever got it. It was a fluke. I go, we had a good run. Just get on with it. Talk to your Uber driver and get some career advice, man.
So where have your parents gone off to this week?
You know, it's actually getting to the point where they might just be driving away around the house. Imagine if I found them camping at like a local caravan park.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, you spot your parents day 3 on their holiday at your same shop. And it's right near the caravan park.
Yeah.
And you've really dislodged. But I've stopped saying that on stage because it's finally become, you know, the story was fun. And this is what I think's happened with this pod. I think we've said this where people become like it was quite fun. And I heard the Mug Off boys talking about it. Yeah, Wolfie, it was sort of fun. It's real funny. But now it's actually pretty sad now. Do you know what I mean? Like, as in, like, the joke of like, oh, there's been an incident has now become, oh no, now it's too much.
Now you just live with your parents.
Now you're like, now
it's been many years. It has been like what, 3 years that you've just been living at your parents.
Yeah. And there's that period where it's hilarious, and you think, But, you know, we're on a festival, and his tent's blowing away. But then it's like day 700, and I'm still sleeping rough, and they're like, I feel really bad. Like, I feel sad when I'm around him. And I'm like, it's not the big joke it was. And I think the joke relied on the fact there would be a quick, swift rebound. Yeah. But it was coming. Last week, I was, then today was just brutal. Everything down. And it was just a lack of patience on the contracts for difference. Because I sold them at their high. Yeah. But then, you know what the problem is? Just getting bored and re-entering too quickly. So you were trading these high margin CFDs last week. You sold them at their high of like, where were we last week? Let me take a look. Well, so sad, mate.
So last week you were like, great, 22 cents. I'm going to sell out. And then
I was out at like, I got, say, STX, I was out at 45 cents. And I bought under 40. And so I locked in. So you bought, instead of waiting until this week, you brought in like 40 minutes later when it took a little dip. No, but I locked in like in a week or 2 weeks, like 35 grand, 40 grand profit. Yeah. So it was all right. Relative to like my capital base, it's pretty good going. Yeah. Because then I realized like a lot of people work the whole year for 100 grand. So it is all right for 2 weeks. If I could do that over a month, then that's someone's salary. And you do that for a whole year, then that's that's their career. I know, but this is like you're 3 steps ahead. Yeah, but I'm saying to you, like, how can you go if I'm able to make 35 grand in 2 weeks? But what's the situation now from last week? No, well, it's still the same. Okay. I stalled at peak. It's just I gave a little bit ground back because I bought halfway on the way back down. Yeah. But what I'm saying to you is, on a percentage basis, obviously that's like each pump gets longer. So like these pumps, like in 5 pumps time, will be $500,000 in 2 weeks. What I'm saying to you is, because it's all percentage, right? On my capital base, that's maybe like 25% yield. So once that capital base becomes $1 million, that's 250 grand for the fortnight. What I'm saying to you, because I don't change my number. I know. So the percentages apply, because even if I've got $1 million, I still have the whole $1 million exposed. I know, with the same leverage position. But it's been 3 years. Like, yeah, well, but what you don't understand is for 2 of those years I was at negative position. Yeah. So anything I made was negative over negative. So the percentages are irrelevant until you get momentum. It's like a steam train. Once you get the stone gathers momentum, you can't start. Put it this way: a steel tanker cannot start moving at 60 Ks like a Tesla on a start-off. It takes slow. I don't think you understand percentages. I do understand. I completely understand. Because what you're worried about is outcome, but actually all that matters on stock trading is yield. I've not said anything. Yield. What are you talking about? I'm just asking. Well, you were mocking, saying that, it's been 2 or 3 years, but I'm saying relative yield to input has still been significant in those 3 years.
Yeah.
The yield return on time has actually been terrific trading relative to someone else. Because say I still had if I hadn't had the fuck up in Netherlands, I would be pushing around 20, 30 mil from the yields that I've generated if I'd kept that capital base.
I agree. I understand. I'm not questioning the basic mathematics of it. Sorry, I'm questioning the the extrapolation of well, if this I just do this over not a week. It's a month.
No one can apply. Most people can't apply that because they change their strategy. What I'm saying to you is, if you can turn $1 to $1 million, then that's the same as whatever, like $1 million to $1 billion.
Yeah.
But the only reason it would change is if the glass ceiling starts affecting your trading. But because I have no risk tolerance, which means as long as I can just monitor my percentages and not actually look at the numbers, or the metrics, as long as I honour my yields on a monthly basis and aim for growth on that, then you can make 100 million. Mm-hmm. Because the only thing that would affect you is if you changed. So once you hit 5 mil, that you would soften your hand and change it, because you would suddenly, it would change your personality. But what I'm saying to you is I think my personality is forever changed. I don't really care about money. I'm just basically doing it out of spite now.
Yeah.
I will never ever, and it's what I said in that other pod, I'll never upgrade my car and I'll never live in beyond a studio. All I really want to do is make a mockery of the financial system and money, just to be annoying. And it's still my desire, what I'm saying is to have an annual, what is the annual wage? Put that in a bin and burn it on Instagram Live, just to be annoying. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? These are basic things that I would like. I'd like to burn off people's annual wage live so they could get angry with me on Insta Live, screaming.
Yeah.
He's done it again.
So how has this week been for you? Has it been okay?
Well, mate, it's just the same as everyone listening. It's just monotony, isn't it? Dream time, life has just been filed down to specialising in one little task done on repeat for eternity. It's very hard to find any fulfilment in the structure we've got. It's debatable whether it was the best use of... Is it a good life? That's the question. Is life good?
No. Not inherently.
There's a lot of reassurance. How good is it? How good have we got it? How good is it? Living well, food taken care of, health taken care of. But basically, triggering endorphins and dopamines through fight and flight is pretty much the only joy on this planet. So living in a bubble with a reduced risk profile and in a safety net just reduces your opportunities to get dopamine hits. So you're actually living way worse, a sedentary life, because if you take out the peaks and the troughs, you basically become a toaster of a human being, like a fucking domestic appliance. What you really need to do is right now we should be recording and there should be a chance that someone could raid in and murder you. Mm-hmm. I could be watching and go, Josh, behind you. There's a lion. I don't know, we're in the wild. There's a dinosaur. It's going to fuck you. Oh, there he goes. He's dead. What a rush. But I remember today. Instead, I'll go to Chemist Warehouse in various suburbs to see if I can get a Ozempic. So if I can get an Ozempic shortage. I'll drive for hours. I'll get a Ozempic and I'll have a small dopamine hit because I won't be as fat on Christmas Day when the people have 3 days off and we all go wild on prawns and trifle. Wow, that never end the party. The elation people feel around Christmas is so sad. The big smile on their face and the fact they buy those Christmas shirts. Do the Christmas shirts piss you off?
Yeah.
The jovial shirts?
Yeah, I haven't celebrated Christmas in a while. Just, sit around the house kind of thing. Do nothing.
Dude, we haven't commented on Israel-Palestine. I haven't even really looked it up.
Yeah, no, we haven't done that. I think it's kind of it seems like quite a difficult issue. I don't think we're going to solve it.
I reckon when they're beheading babies, you stay the fuck out. I'm like, there's no humour. It seems inhumane. I even heard Tim Dillon talking about it. I'm like, I reckon this, even for us, it's just an area out of sight, out of mind. Let's not talk about it.
Yeah, I have no
It's
insight.
dangerous.
Do you have any insight? Who do you want to win?
Mate, all I know is that I haven't really read or listened to any of it. I've just done a full block out, as in it's just too fucked up. So I just flip over it and see, what's this article? You know, butterfly season. I don't know. Like, you just avoid. You can choose to just avoid an entire war by just ignoring it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's been a complex issue since before fucking 2 weeks ago.
And people get very emotional because even comedians jeopardize their whole career by taking a stand politically. And I'm like, focus on ticket sales, guys. It's all about appeasing. Do you know, we're feeding ducks, not feeding swans. Don't have high-level shit. We got breadcrumbs out for these cunts. I'm like, that's what I've realized. Comedy, we've worked it out. We're feeding ducks, not trying to feed swans. You're just trying to get volume through. McIntyre, Gervais, this shit. What is the spam in a can that's going to get people wearing hats and chanting shit? Let's fucking make it high popularity rate. What is the density? What is the new Trevor Noah? What's the new frizzy-haired act out that we need? Do you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck are you doing fucking Palestine for, dude? Focus in on something fucking marketable. Do you know what I mean? Like, Nike's not going Palestine. This is what people don't realize. You're a comedian. You're a product. Nike's not doing the just do it, Palestine. Fucking hat. They're staying the fuck away from it.
Man, a corporate-sponsored war would be pretty good, dude. It'd be pretty good to see, to have Palestine in there with, like, Nike-branded tanks.
Dude, because you know what the thing is? They've made that choice. All the brands are trying to get political with sexual identity and this stuff. Watch them steer clear of Palestine, Israel. I'm like, well, nah, Nike, your hand is raised. Give us your take on Palestine, Israel, right now in a campaign with, I want Serena Williams saying something about it with a little catchy quote, you fuckheads.
I like the idea of Sabrina Williams, where it's she's just a Magic tennis player.
Oh, yeah. Sabrina, the magic witch.
Sabrina, the teenage tennis player.
Oh, that would be a good new sitcom. Sabrina, and it's Sabrina Williams.
Yeah.
But what happens to them? What happens to them once they finish playing tennis?
Hey?
What happened to the Williams sisters?
I think they won everything, and then I think they still dominate, don't they? Like, I don't know if they
Well, you
come
know
out
what?
and play all the time.
You haven't won everything. They haven't won the Israel-Palestine conflict yet. Go out there with your tennis rackets and fix it.
The same companies that were like, we're not trading in Russia anymore. We're closing up shop in Russia. There's no. We're not going to be a presence in Russia. They're not taking I don't know if they're taking a stand on Israel-Palestine. None of them are like, I guess we'll support this team. They're all very quiet when it becomes a very complex issue.
Well, it's very complicated. And also, it's we've spoken on the pod. It's like most average people just want to barbecue and hang out with mates. Do you know what I mean? No one really... Most people, even in there, would just be like, we're getting really bad reception because of the bombing the whole time. I want to watch the last season of Top Boy. Do you know what I mean? No one really gives that much a fuck about anything. You're just like, it's cut off. Top Boy keeps cutting off. You hear bomb, 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 and you're like, I want to hear season 5's out. Fuck. Sucks, dude. Netflix has walked away. It'd be funny if you're like Netflix, if McDonald's leaving a country resolved the issue. Yeah. People are like, we can't lose our goddamn McDonald's. And they go like, you're going to lose Domino's. And both of you need to, it's like a disobedient kid.
Yeah.
No pizza tonight for you guys.
Yeah.
And they go, oh no, we're going to lose Coca-Cola. We want, that's slushies. We love it. You know what? Kumbay fucking ya, my lord. Or, well, they're neither of that, but whatever the fuck they worship. You know what? All religion is worshipping your own ego. It's all fucking semantics of who interpreted the word the best. At the end of the day, it's fucked.
I think with Israel and Palestine, there's the two sides. They're both so sad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like both of them are so like downtrodden. It's very difficult to pick a clear cut winner.
Well, that's the thing, and it's they're both broken victims in a way. So
Yeah.
there's no victor.
No.
Even if that whole other side was wiped out, you'd still be like, yeah, but you've got PTSD and probably won't leave your house ever again, right? So I'm like, you've both lost. Even if one won, they still lose.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's coming back from war-torn thing. You've lost your legs. You're demented. You're mentally unsound. I'm like, there's no victory out of these wars of attrition or whatever the fuck is just grinding people down. I just don't know. Hey, like, and it's boring, like, because I don't like Israel and Palestine is such a formal word. It should be like Izzy and Pally, you know, UFC titles.
Izzy and your pals.
It's Izzy, and Izzy's going into retirement. He's taking a few years off to reassess, you know, his career going forward. It's not packaged WWE style. It's Israel, Palestine, Gaza, Turkey, this shit, Gaza Strip. It's long words,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I'm not investing when it's very like year 10 geography, fucking long terms. Ghazi, Pallies, and Izzy. Things are kicking off, yeah, brah. Yo, we're down here at the Gaza Strip. We're fucking going nuclear. Whatever. Do you know what I mean? I want it to be more like colloquial English.
Yeah.
I'm not going to invest in something that sounds like a fucking nerd. Izzy versus Pally. Is that what it should be called? Izzy v. Pally? Round 2?
You want to make them sound like your pals. They're your buddies. They're your bros.
Dude, put a bit of levity into it.
Yeah.
Izzy versus Pally, round 4, fight. You know, it's like, it's Mortal Kombat sort of branding. You see that on the West Australian paper. Round 5, fight. And you're like, whoa, Hadouken. And you're like, yeah, I can get into this. Which side are you going to pick? I don't know, man. I think I'm an Izzy boy. I think I'm a Pally. I like the new coach of the Pally. Pally's got a strong fucking rookie year. They've a lot of new recruits. Oh, that's too close to the beheadings. They were beheadings of babies, dude. That's fucking upsetting. And this is why I'm saying you cannot laugh about that shit.
Yeah, so someone I vaguely know through like some business thing was showing me these photos. They're like, oh, look at all these they're like missing posters for children. Like it's like they have been kidnapped in Israel. I was like, man,
yeah.
What do you want me to do about this? Like, what are you showing me this for? This is very morbid.
Yeah, dude, there are people that have like too bubbled that it's all the guys like living in their parents' basement, which is pretty much me, that would troll, you know, these war crimes. Like they love it because they're just, it's like what I was saying, they're starved of dopamine because there's nothing happening. So them showing you a photo of a missing child elicits a huge reaction where they go, you're a fucking sicko. And you feel a bit dirty, but you sort of also feel the rush of like showing someone a missing child poster. Do you know what I mean? Like, you feel alive. You're like, fuck, that lady was visually upset by me. I'm sort of really having, you know, I'm engaging with the world. I'm alive. They recognize that I'm existing.
I'm having an impact.
You're having an impact. But anyway, I don't know how they'll resolve it. I think the best way is to have Big Brother take the toys off both of them. That's what you do as a parent. You go, no switch for either of you. So you kick them both out. They can go and they can backpack for a while. Do some, you know what I mean? A gap year. How about this?
Yeah.
A gap year.
How about we kick you both out and we reclaim the territory, and you both have to go wander the desert for 40 years.
Dude, and we film a sitcom for Netflix. It's The Gap Year, and it's Izzy in Palestine doing fruit picking in Western Australia. Do you know, on a visa?
Yeah.
And they're like,
until you can get along,
ba.
we send both of them to the middle of Australia, and they both have to hang out together until they've sorted their problem.
Oh, until they agree to hug.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And They've got to stand back to back in the desert, or they can go on like a reality show, Overboard, where, you know what I mean? And they're all on the boat, and eventually they're only allowed back up off the boat or the island once they've agreed, you know what? We need to move forward. At the end of the day, I don't know how they're going to fix it. It was a fucking disaster from the beginning.
I mean, they haven't fixed it in how many decades? It's not going to be. It's not going to be solved now.
Do you know what? You know what my favorite clips are? Most of the viral clips are idiot podcasters explaining the history of the politics. Like, people are like, wow, 10 million views. No one has even invested. They do not even know where Gaza. Where's Gaza? And they're going, back in the day, these guys, and they were given this rite of passage, the fucking blah, see. Do you know what I mean? What I'm saying is, it's not like progressed the argument. It's just actually entry-level definitions. So, football, there's a ball, and the goal is to get it to, you know what I mean? Like,
We're just explaining the field of play and the rules.
Dude, it was like when the Women's World Cup went mental. Most of the videos were people explaining the rules of soccer to really bandwagon last-minute adopters. That was sort of like, what? Oh, so you got to get it into the net? Oh, I've been cheering the wrong direction. I thought it was like rugby and they had to try bite each other. I didn't know.
That was great, dude. Every broadcast was a female sports journalist on the field.
Yeah.
It was a female anchor in the room, and they'd be like, "We're crossing live now to France versus Brazil, and what's happening on the field, Sally?" And Sally would be like, "Guys, we're down here at the pitch trying to figure out what shape the ball is. It's going to be a great day of women's soccer." Very exciting.
People were just jumping on everything, explaining, they'd be like, "Yeah, that white, that's that guy in the middle. That's the umpire. That's the coach." And you're like, "Wow, la-di fucking da." There are 11 people on the pitch versus another 11. The goal is to beat the other score. Do you know what I mean? It was like that because I embraced it last minute, and I'm sick of sport, but I was just it got contagious. You were like, "Oh, this is like the new MDMA. Are people getting dopamine off this shit?"
I was in Brisbane Airport, and they had painted a giant soccer pitch in the middle of the departures terminal. It was huge. I was walking around it for a while, like, what is this? This is weird. What have they done here? And it wasn't until I noticed that they had a huge projection of the
soccer,
women's soccer. I was like, oh, that's okay. Wow, they've really gone all in on this,
dude. And it's actually going to be huge because any kid that was swept up in that wave during their formative years, it would have been for some girls and guys the first time that their parents had shown emotion around them. Do you know what I mean? Because that pierced through. You know, the truck driver and the trolley driver and the mum would be sitting home and they would have all sat together, and even the most fucking cynical, bitter shithead like me would have been like, "Go the mighty Matildas!" And there would be a little formative kid going like, from then onwards, out the back, when dad and mum aren't home, just kicking a ball against a wall, kick, and going like that. And that's where the sports will come. An obsession to be loved when they should be unconditional, but they'll eventually spend 30 years trying to win a cup to pray for God that their mum and dad will just fucking give them a hug. Do you know what I mean? For being a human being. And they'll say, "I've got the cup now." And that's what they say about sport. Once they win, the reality clicks in that they wasted their life, and that's mainly why they're crying.
Is that what they say? They say that most major sports stars have that moment where they realise it was all a waste of time.
They say as you get the trophy, most of the tears are mourning everything you gave up for that pathetic piece of metal, and you realise that you missed your best friend who ended up getting stung by bees in the storyline of My Girl 2. But
that's My Girl 1, man. That's My Girl 1.
Yeah, My Girl 1. But you realise you missed their 16th birthday because you were practicing with Sabrina the Magic Witch doing tennis hits. And you realise, why didn't I just I should have fished with Granddad, but I told him to fuck off because I was going to be a Matilda when I grew up. I'm going to be Matilda. I'm going to be fucking Matilda, and just you wait. Then you'll love me, won't you, Mummy? No one will love you if it's conditional, is what I've realized. It shouldn't be conditional. That's what I'm looking for, someone that you give nothing to. You take.
But conditional love does drive progress.
Conditional love is everything, dude, because almost every relationship is conditional on you being nice and putting effort in. I want to just be loved for just being, I exist. I take. I'm bitter, I'm angry, cynical, and they're like, well, he's a human being, God damn it, and everyone deserves love. He gives me nothing. Does he wish you a happy birthday? No. He's too absorbed and wrapped up in his own world. He's self-obsessed. He demands that I listen to his stand-up, that I help tag up his jokes. He forces me to promote his podcast. But that's our relationship, and it works for us.
Yeah, you need that, man. You need broken people, or there won't be love for everybody. If it's all unconditional love, then you're not finding someone who is also broken, who becomes codependent and needy and will love you even though you offer almost nothing of value to them.
Well, you know what the thing is? I'm isolating more and more, and it is titillating, dude. It is its own rush.
Yeah.
Just eliminating all interactions. To go like, it's like going, like going from card to the tap economy, away from...
Yeah.
No, yeah, it's like moving towards contactless.
Right.
Contactless life with people where you have minimal... Everything has to be contactless, including all interactions. You're like, it's easier to do Coles home delivery because you knows you don't want to interact with someone while you're parking, or Lord forbid you bump into someone at the thing. You want to minimize all contactless life. Do you know what I mean? Where like even the delivery driver, you write a note, please leave it at the door. Do not ring the bell.
Well, man, dude, how good was that, though? That was the best thing about COVID was like the leave it door Uber option, like the Uber Eats option for leave it at the door. Amazing. Truly life-changing, man. Now I get actually angry when I hear like a... And I'm like, what the fuck is that? And I go open the door and there's a guy going, for Josh, hello? Like, man, what the fuck, dude? It said, leave at the door. Leave at the door. I didn't want to look you in the eyes.
They can ruin your meal. Also, like when you hear their car come and they ring the bell, I'm like, it's not necessary. I'm aware of you. Just fucking leave it there. I've got the app. Do not intrude.
The app tells me when you've put it down, man. Don't knock.
Now I've got a ringing sound in my ear that I have to process. I'm not fucking happy about that. I'm trying to watch the final season of Top Boy. Top Boy got worse and worse. Have you watched it? It's like a poor man's wire.
No, dude, it sucks.
Yeah, brava, mako.
I put on one episode, man, and I gave up immediately.
They do this. I'm surprised I haven't heard comics doing it.
Is it like it's real British, right?
They do this test thing, but it's got like a Jamaican influence in the
brother.
Slang.
You gotta watch the TV show.
So I have to have subtitles on. One, because I couldn't work out what the fuck they were saying half the time.
Right.
But it's sort of like The Wire, but I think the first 2 seasons ruled. And then I know it's not good because I'm skipping between that and realestate.com and I'm using movies 1, 2, 3, so I often lose where I'm at. And I'm like, this is like pulling teeth. Why am I coming out of episodes every 3 minutes to go and look at something on the internet because I'm bored? Do you know what I mean? I'm like, keep it moving.
That's the one they were trying to cancel, and then fucking some cunt, Drake or something, was like, I love it.
I realized Drake based his persona off Top Boy. Like all his slang and his dress, he's basically Top Boy, Canadian Top Boy. And he's just a fanboy of English gangs. And I preferred Wire so much better because they had legit drug dealers in Baltimore. Mm-hmm. It's basically a knockoff. It's the exact same thing like a kid watching Matilda. Some fuckhead watched The Wire and then 10, 20 years later thought they could get away by making a UK Wire.
Yeah.
And now they're getting accolades and they're going, so street man. Amazing. Gritty man. And I'm like, yeah, you fucking watched The Wire, dude. We all watched The Wire. I could have made an Australian Wire. Anyone can make The Wire. I remember a lot of the episodes.
That was Underbelly, man. Australian Wire. Underbelly. Fuck, man. How many seasons of Underbelly? They kept making them, and it was like Underbelly, like New Blood, Underbelly,
Oh, dude,
Sad Man, Underbelly, Razor Boy.
The narrator was always so fucking like intense, but sort of almost comical. You know that female voice that would overdub?
Oh, man. It's been so long since I've seen it. Tell me.
Oh, no, but she would be like King's Cross. And I can't do it justice, but it was always the exact same tonality,
Right.
setting the scenes. And basically it was the cheapest writing ever. Do you know where they have to put in information rather than let the
Exposition.
script do the... they don't let the script explain it.
Yeah.
People are like actually explaining. So we were later to go down to the bank to, do you know what I mean? Like they're like, they can't shoot extra scenes to just contextually you can work it out.
Yeah.
The characters are actually saying stuff because they don't have a budget to fucking film
Yeah.
them arriving in a helicopter.
Like, it would come back from commercial break and one of them would be like, that was a crazy car chase that we were just in.
yeah.
I can't believe that Mickey died. And they would give it all away like that.
It's basically like storyboarding. The voiceover was storyboarding bits they couldn't afford to shoot.
Yeah.
So they would explain all these bits, and there was this annoying voice that would overdub. Most of it was just around King's Cross fountains, people just running around there with fake guns, Italian people running around those strip bars and bada bing. And talking about how fucking scary it was, even though we'd all walk down there and it's about 2 streets and it doesn't seem scary at all. And I've seen Teflon Johnny drive around his Lamborghini and he seems like a complete freak TikTok influencer. Like, he doesn't seem intimidating at all. He's got a horrible spray tan, shocking plastic surgery in a Lamborghini. He revved near me at Darlinghurst once and I laughed. I burst into laughter like he was a fucking cartoon character. It's so embarrassing. He just looked like someone that had watched Scarface. He looked like such a knob. Such a dumb cunt.
Teflon Johnny is like, it's not a great nickname. Like, Teflon is, I think, is so overused.
Oh, dude, it's sort of like a self-dubbed nickname, or, you know, a fighter that goes like William the Great. It's very naff and lame.
Yeah.
You want something that's more. Teflon Johnny is. You want it to be more like the Impaler or something like the Disabler or the Widowmaker, or I don't know what the fuck. Do you know what I mean?
Dick Chomper. Dick Chomper Wolf.
Dick. Yeah. Dick lick. Dick licker.
He sucked off everyone in Melbourne. He sucked off everyone in St Kilda. It's crazy.
Dicky licky wolf wolf.
He's one of the most prolific dick suckers in the city.
He'll lick your penis against your will. That is empowering, dude. You don't even lay a hand on them. They go, "What's happened?" I go, "I don't want to talk about it." You've held them down and licked the head of their penis.
Yeah. They call him the Candy Man.
And I couldn't get him off. He licked it 3 times and then just walked off. And they're like, "Do you want to?" But they would never say it. They just go, "You're acting different," and go, "Oh, I'm fucking so angry."
Man, how much more afraid would you be of Chubba Chup Johnny? Chubba Chup Johnny.
Dude.
He licked everyone's penises. He's crazy.
But it was something about Teflon Johnny trying to be Kim Kardashian. Like, to be that visual, to wear like the latest Nike kicks, and then to have your hair with the tinted spray, and you got the Lamborghini, and you got the Gucci Sunnies, and you're buying into all the branding stuff. And I'm like, so you're just a fucking influencer. Like, you should... You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I like the gangster that's in tracksuit pants with shit stained down the back like Carl Williams.
Yeah.
Fat cunt, doesn't brush his hair, and he'll shoot you in the head if you say that his breath smells. Do you know what I mean? That's a fucking drug dealer, dude.
Yeah, man.
Wearing
Yeah.
horrible shoes, and they go, "Have you changed those trackies?" And he's like, "Shut your mouth," and just shoots you in the head 8 times. And you know that you can tell the deal's done because of flatulence. He farts as he leaves the room and goes, "Well, I guess we're in business." Do you know, like, just a fucking scumbag.
I was looking at a Wikipedia entry for a bunch of like the current the current underbosses and bosses of different mafia families. And all of the shots that they have of them are just like the shortest, fattest Italian-looking dudes.
Oh,
in
for sure.
Horrible tracksuits, or just like t-shirt guts spilling over, like misfitting jeans.
You're not a slave master if you're appealing to the slaves. Like, all branding, all that shit is for slaves. It's a slave mindset. It gives them hope that if they can get a Louis Vuitton carry-on luggage, that they're not a loser. Do you know what I mean? Of course you're a loser. You bought an LVD fucking backpack and you thought that made you worthwhile? You're pathetic. You've been given just enough rice to stay alive, and then you get it in a big shiny bowl and you think you're good. But they've all become TikTok influencers. I saw the guy, head of Banditos or one of them. He's now just does live streams on TikTok and gets threatens to come around and bash people. He's basically become a viral TikTok star. He used to actually legitimately sell drugs. Now he's got golden glasses and he goes, fucking, you know who I am? You know who I am? And he's just basically doing catchphrases. And he's been on 60 Minutes, says he makes more money now than he ever did running fucking heroin into the border.
What's up, TikTokers? We're going to show you how to step on some Class A cocaine today.
Hey, mate, don't doss me. I know where you live, mate. I'll fucking come down and fuck you up. I'm fucking the real deal, man.
Hey, TikTok family, this is my at-home crystal meth production facility. We're going to take a quick tour. Woof.
No, he doesn't do any of that. And then he shows tattoos. 101. 101, that's our fucking, you can only get 101 if you're part of the tribe. Do you know they've always got really mean tattoo? 664, 111, 101.
What do the numbers mean?
I'm not doing legitimate ones because I don't want to get killed. Okay. I'm mocking it as an idea.
I don't know anything about number tattoos. What are the number tattoos for?
They've always got like a percentage or a number that's significant to them.
Oh yeah, what was the bike one? It was like the 1% of lawless.
Well, 1% is like coffin cheaters.
Yeah, because that was an American thing from some fucking
Sam Crow, mate. Sam Crow. They mention that a lot. But you know what the thing is? The 1%ers then became that the elitists. In that night, you know, when everyone was camping out on Wall Street?
Yeah, that
got
changed.
commandeered.
Yeah, they get commandeered. We are part of the 1%. It's like, what do you mean? It's like, we're outlaw motorcycle guys.
And you know, 1% are the elitists. they're people like camped out on Wall Street trying to stop your gang. Dude, I saw someone got a tattoo, All Lives Matter, before the Black Lives Matter movement. Like they had... And they were doing it in a spiritual way, that animals and all existence matters.
Yeah.
But now it sounds like they're a hardcore fucking incel sort of white cunt, Nazi cult, Ku Klux Klan. How many Ku Kluxes do you think are left?
I think they had like an uptick over the past few years.
Why wouldn't you'd think, like, one of the things that makes me realize a lot of it was pushed by media is that Ku Klux Klan isn't bigger on TikTok. Do you know that they could have some crazy videos?
It's so it's a difficult one to, like, you can't advertise it really. But I'm saying, like everything, all of the imagery, all of the symbolism around the Ku Klux Klan is not great. Like, it's...
No, but what I'm saying to you is, you know how, like, they have real estate agents or car dealerships where they're like, oh, Delsenio's, the hottest lawyers in town, beep, 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 beep. And they got a catching track on TikTok and it's got like 9.9 views and it's like an American guy going, we're the hottest law firm in America. Do. I'm like, surely 8 guys in a sheet could go, can't touch this. You know, like have music and dancing, like not having it more playful. Do you know what I mean? Where they're doing Michael Jackson hits in the sheets. Or you know what I mean? A bit of play.
I just mean it like, I think the Ku Klux Klan is so, it's all the imagery, everything about it is so dated. None of it is like intimidating or cool. It's just, it's very cartoonish. It's hard to make it seem cool.
It's like the old idea of a ghost. It's sort of like the worst Halloween costume ever, where your mum forgot to get your uniform, so she just cuts a hole in the sheets and you go out. Do you know, it's a bit, there's not enough effort into the branding.
Yeah.
There's not been enough work.
All of the, like, terminology, like, Grand Wizard, and, like, it's pretty gay.
It got overruled. It was definitely overcome by nerd culture, and it seems more like that Magic game. That card Magic game?
Magic the Gathering?
Yeah, Magic the Gathering. It's more like that sort of dungeon.
Klux Klan is like the Magic the Gathering of hate groups. Yeah, man. Yeah, dude, you're right. It absolutely is, man. You got the Grand Wizard and the fucking Blood Dragon and whatever.
It's Dungeons and Dragons sort of vibe. It's that sort of area.
And they're all having meetings late at night in their fucking costumes.
Dude, it's just got a very harsh consequence. But the reality is they realize they just like swapping cards and hanging out because they actually stopped doing crimes.
Dude, they're just LARPers, man. They're live action role playing guys, dude. Like,
dude, and the thing is, they realize they really just liked hanging out with other nerds because they haven't really done anything besides collect the cards and have meetings for a very long time.
And you know what, man? Because it was like the first clan was in like the 1800s, and then the second clan in the first half of the 20th century, and then it went away after World War II, and then it came back, and it's like each iteration of it is like a parody or it's like a little simulacra of the one before it. Like they're role playing as the old Ku Klux Klan, who would actually ride around and were fucking evil. And now they're just like, we're in our sheets. We're meeting up. We're doing our card trades.
Oh, dude, it's like that historic world. You know, like old miner world. Do you know where they have where you go and you can... Hello, my matey. Come and mine for gold. And they're in character.
Yeah, like a Renaissance village or something.
I think it's called, in Perth, it's called Old Settlers World.
Yeah.
And you come along there, ye old worldly, welcome. Come and milk the cow.
Yeehaw, partners. We're going to be panning for some gold down by the river today.
And we go like, turn it off, cunt. Where can I get a frozen Coke? Come on down. You know, milk a cow.
Frozen what now? You mean a Coca-Cola? They just started shipping them in the glass bottles.
Oh, a feisty one. And then you get your 8-year-old, hit him. And he starts getting bullied. He runs, punch that man. But yeah, dude. But the underbelly was so big early on.
Huge.
And I thought the people, if you're a star in that, I had a friend, a comedian, his brother was in it. And I'm pretty sure he sells used cars now or something. But I'm like, I thought I was hanging out with fucking like a home and away star. But Underbelly was like, they were scrambling to get cast. I should have, anyone could have been in there. Do you know what I mean? It was a big scramble. I had a chick that, do you know, I think it's the only acting role she ever got, Underbelly. Like she was a failed actor, Underbelly, a failed actor. Do you know what I mean? It was just this brief window. And I'm like, if you basically had, what's it called, a sketch or a shot, a reel? If you had a reel online during the Underbelly periods, you were in the cast. Do you think?
Are they still? I don't know if they're still making them. I think the latest one they did was 2022, man. The names are so good, dude.
Do you know what?
The first Underbelly, and then it's A Tale of Two Cities, The Golden Mile, Razor, Badness, Squizzy. Squizzy! They're getting worse and worse. Vanishing
And
Act.
it was always that overdub voice, and there was always...
Yeah, that's Caroline Craig. She's the narrator.
There were always unnecessary tit scenes, because they could get all the girls to get their cans out, and they just threw it in there for a ratings grab. So there was always, every episode, there was some girl, she'd come to like get her to open the door for an Uber delivery, and she just had her breasts out for no reason. Just so that like the 50-year-old men demographic could go, oh, I can watch that without my wife getting cross. Just a random shot of her brushing her teeth with the cans out, or her, well, you know what I mean? Just unnecessarily, just tits. Tits in every episode. I think there was tits shot. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely, dude. It's Australia's like Sopranos. You got to have tits in there,
and you could tell like a lot of fake ones as well. Do you know what I mean? Because the lady was very old, and then they were sort of propped up, and she was proud of it. And you were like, "Good surgeon, love his work." Because those are like 18-year-old tits.
You've bolted some
see it.
18-year-old cans.
Tits onto a 50-year-old. You can see it. Do you know what I mean? You can't
Yeah, man.
put...
Your Bluetooth stereo on a 1989 Toyota Hiace.
That's what I'm saying. You can't put like non-authentic parts. You can't have like a Mercedes bumper.
These are some Japanese. These are some JDM parts on an old Ford.
Dude, that's it. You get a Mercedes bumper on the front of a Toyota Camry. It's fucking ridiculous. It's so
Yeah, man,
crazy.
you've got one of those fucking like little Mercedes, like what are those fucking things? What are the little badges that they stick on the front?
Yeah, you've got that glued on. Or you've got leather. You've got a Holden Captiva with leather upholstery. It's just a fucking crazy thing to do. It's insanity, man.
Hell yeah, dude.
Oh, dude, I would like another underbelly.
Dude, they made one last year.
Wow.
Yeah, they're still going, man. Like you've got them, but they just no one seems to be giving them much of a shit.
I felt bad because I saw Pete Rosethorn and I was telling him, "Oh, dude," I said, "How'd you go on that travel show?" Because I said, "Oh, I'm fuming." I said, "I tried to watch it, but I just can't get through the ads. I'm sorry, dude." I said, "I went for 4 minutes. It's just fucking. I cannot watch another fucking car ad. I had to bail." But then I had to explain to him, I said, I bailed on my own son. He was Christmas carols. But it is rude to tell someone, hey, just to let you know, I haven't watched that show. You know, like he's excited about his show. And you're like, dude, I haven't watched it. But I said I wanted to watch it, but I just literally cannot get through the fucking adverts.
Why?
Dude.
Why not lie, man? Why not say, yeah, I watched it. It was great. Good job.
I just said, man, I said, I'm so disappointed because I said I tried to watch it, but it's fucking TV's unwatchable now, dude, because of the ads.
Why?
So.
I don't know why you can't say, yeah, man, great stuff. Yeah,
No,
I
dude,
caught
it's
it.
just such a wanky thing to say. He seemed annoyed by it, and I was like, I don't know why I had to say that.
Yeah.
Why I didn't just say congratulations
Yeah.
on the show.
Good show.
Why you have to come up to
Yeah,
someone and
I
say,
checked it
hey,
out.
dude, someone's on the gala and go, hey, heard you on the gala, just letting you know I didn't watch it.
I refuse to watch it. I can't watch it. It makes me too angry.
It's so bad, dude. How do you think they feel, all the yes voters, now that it was such a heavy no vote?
But
Like,
hold on, you were a yes voter, man. How did you feel?
Well, I felt upset. But what I'm saying to you is I wasn't verbal about it. I'm like, tell me
Man,
about
you're
it. I was
really
trying to
outing yourself there.
What do you mean I voted
How did
yes?
all those yes voters feel?
No, I'm talking about, I didn't articulate it well. I'm saying people that were very vocal about it, because obviously we're trying to sell merch, right? So in Queensland, 70% of these people will not buy your hats now.
Queensland one was pretty embarrassing.
It was bad, but you know what? At the end of the day, it's all about merch sales. I'm like, you say what they want to hear. We're not feeding swans, we're feeding ducks. It's the new saying. I'm not out here feeding swans. I'm just trying to feed the fucking ducks. That's my whole brand now for my comedy. I'm like, I'm not going posting anything that ducks wouldn't eat up. What are you trying to do out here? Change the world?
Can we take
Let's
a break
sell
and do
merch.
another one? Let's take a break and do another.
Yeah, man, we could.
Yeah. I've got some stuff I want to get into.
Okay, definitely. Let's do it.
Okay.
Cheers, man.
All right, fine.
50.